Huron call him le cerf agile.
Uncas, thank you. Okay. Was that necessary?
Better dishonor than death, Major.
We're ready to move, Hawkeye.
Then let's go.
Where to?
Tomorrow we climb those hills and descend to Fort William Henry. But tonight, we sleep with the dead.
No one has been in this place.
Those who knew it are all dead. All but two.
But the dead are in this place.
Uncas is afraid.
Is he a coward because he fears the dead? Did not see them die. Did not know if their spirits are free.
But I know. 20 years ago, Chingachgook saw them die. Come, Uncas. Come. Their scalps were taken. Chingachgook took his share.
Then their spirits are free.
They fought well before they died. Chingachgook would not have brave men his spirit slaves forever. He took their scalps and let their spirits free. Magua may seek us, but the dead shall trouble us not.
Blockhouse. Hawkeye. Is this what you call a place of the dead?
It is.
A blockhouse here? For what reason?
Chingachgook. Will you take the first watch? It was built for the best of reasons, Major. To hold off an Indian attack. I helped build it and was mortally glad of it.
When you were young?
Young enough to want to live, and I did. The Indians who died lie there.
We're sitting on a grave.
I helped dig it, ma'am. Chingachgook and me. Of all who fought that day, only he and I still live.
To tell the tale.
Not I, ma'am. There's many tales as trees. If all the dead in the forest spoke, they'd outshout an army.
Well, they're quiet enough now. It's a very comfortable thing to lie down when you've reached the end of your strength.
We can only rest for an hour or two, ma'am. Tomorrow, we march to the mountains above Fort William Henry. Major, we only rest here now because we're very near Montcalm's outlying Indians. They only move at night on their way back from patrol.
I see.
Ladies, you better sleep inside the walls.
Alice? Come. We'll sleep inside.
Okay.
Yes, Uncas.
Let me stand guard, Hawkeye.
Let you sleep, Major.
I must insist I do my share.
Major, If we lay among the white tents of the 60th, in front of the French infantry, I couldn't ask for a better watchman.
I'm obliged to you.
But here, in the dark, in the forest, you are blind and deaf. Your throat will be slit while you stifle a yawn.
Alice is asleep. I think that I'm beyond it. I feel that I shall never sleep again.
Our feeling passes after the third night.
It's a comfort.
Anyway, for you, the third night will be in your father's quarters.
I hope so. When do your Mohicans sleep?
When they have time.
They sleep little, say little, and yet they do so much.
Cora!
At least he does not snore.
War party.
Magos?
Hurons, not Magwas.
Gedunkus. Wait, David. Not a word, not a sound. A war party of Montcalm's Hurons is coming in from patrol. They may have heard Miss Alice cry out. They may not, I don't know. But not another sound. It's the first time my scalp's been saved by the dead.
The dead.
Chingachgook, tell the Major.
I should like to know too, Chingachgook.
The burial mound. Grave of warriors.
20 years are dead.
The Hurons ran from the spirits of the dead.
Are the Hurons afraid of the dead, Chingachgook?
All Indians fear the dead, if they are not scalped.
Scalping. And you, Uncas? Do you too take scalps?
Will not be kind to kill and not scalp.
Scalping is barbaric.
So it is, ma'am, when it's done by British soldiers and colonists. So it is.
British soldiers? I do not believe it.
It's true for all that. White men take scalps.
But why?
Sometimes. For the bounty, ma'am.
Bounty? For that?
Or as a trophy. Soldiers are soldiers, Miss Alice. And some of them are the scum of the earth.
Some of the men, but not the officers.
Well, ma'am, whether it's business or just plain barbaric, the white take 'em. The Indians too, but for a different reason.
If you do not take his scalp, his spirit is enslaved to you forever. That insults his manhood. So you take his scalp and his spirit is free. It hates no one.
The Hurons did not know the spirits of the dead were free. They were not here when they died.
But Chingachgook was here. So was I. The men we killed saved us tonight. Well, ladies, will you sleep in our, or shall we move on?
Move on.
Good. Tonight we march to the mountains above Fort William Henry. At night, Montcalm's Indians won't be abroad, but he will have advanced infantry pickets in our path.
Can you march, Miss Monroe? Miss Alice?
If we move now, we'll be with Father an hour sooner.
How's your head, David?
Better than my feet. But while the Spirit of the Lord moves, I shall move.
But without psalmody. Let's away then. The Mohicans will scout, I shall rear guard. Major, David, look after the ladies. If we're challenged, keep still and shut your mouths.
Hardly, Hawkeye. Once among the pickets of the French, I use my discretion. It's my territory there, not yours.
I hope we shan't need your discretion, Major.
Amen.
Let's move.
Qui vive? Qui vive?
France,
Où allez-vous d'aussi bonne heure?
je vais me coucher.
Êtes-vous officier du roi?
Je suis capitaine de chasseurs.
Le mot d'ordre, s'il vous plaît. Le mot d'ordre!
Maman.
The rest are from the governor, sir.
They can wait. If London will not help me, what can the governor of New York accomplish? Can I fight Montcalm at a New York soiree?
I wish we could, sir. He keeps a good table.
And who provides it? Major, this war is being fought in Europe.
Yes, sir. London sweeps the dirt from its own doorstep.
They may lose 50,000 men to gain some Bavarian pigsty. They will not give me 10,000. An outpost, by God. Never let us forget that we are nothing on the edge of nowhere by the world forgot.
Yes, sir.
Oh, that much at least we know. But we do not know the strength of the force that now surrounds Fort William Henry.
But, Colonel Munro...
Exaggerates, of course he does. I would do as much myself in his place. But this intelligence I must have.
Then what are your orders, sir?
A patrol. In strength, flanking the wagon roads to the mountain dominating Lake Champlain and the fort.
By day, sir?
By day.
Yes, sir.
They are not to seek contact with the enemy, they are to avoid it. I want them in the hills overlooking Montcalm's position. I want an accurate, unbiased military assessment of the fort's condition. And above all, the nature and strength of Montcalm's force. And, of course, its deployment. Well, see to it.
Yes, sir.
Keep your knees for the Almighty, Major. You can neither see nor be seen.
Not one of our guns.
No?
Very heavy metal. Siege guns, 2 at least. Montcalm has besieged the fort.
No doubt about that, Major.
The guns of the fort, Cora.
I hope so. Major Hayward,
Miss Munro,
my sister asks, are they the guns from the fort?
your father knows how to put an enemy in his place, Miss Alice. As you may hear for yourself.
Thank you, Major.
We're quite blind here, Miss Munro, or you'd see the flag still flying over the fort.
I'm sure we would.
Ah, that lake breeds mist. Still, if it blinds us, it'll blind others too. So we'll move down under cover, and then wait for nightfall.
Very good. At least it will be downhill all the way.
We've got to pass right through the enemy lines. Between us and the fort lies an army. Not just a battalion, an army. So we must wait for nightfall.
And we must be very quiet.
As quiet as foxes, Miss Alice. As quiet as Indians.
Magua wishes to speak.
He does.
General Montcalm listens to Magua.
The pale-faced sentry. Magua finds him in the woods.
The soldier is buried where he falls. Why does Magua bring in the body?
His wound speaks.
Indeed. What does it say?
It was the Mohicans' knife. It was the Mohicans' way.
What Mohican?
Chingachgook, the wily serpent.
Have I the pleasure of the wily serpent's acquaintance?
The Mohican and his son Uncas, they served La Lung Carabine, Hawkeye, the scout.
So?
Hawkeye serves the Yengi's chief in the fort.
Colonel Marot. Then he serves a good master.
Hawkeye brings the daughters of the chief to the fort.
The daughters?
And a pale-faced officer. 2 daughters, one dark, one fair.
I can scarcely believe this.
Magua does not lie.
May not Magua be mistaken? Only a madman would bring his daughters into the frontier fought under the siege. This is ridiculous. Soldiers' wives, yes, but the colonel's daughters... What has Magua seen?
I have seen the daughters at Fort Edward.
How does Magua know that they were the colonel's daughters?
I followed them. I captured them in the woods.
So they are here?
I lost them in the woods. Hawkeye had the long rifle. Magua had no long rifle. That is why Magua lost him. But they are in the lines.
Magua, I'm not interested in the colonel's daughters. Ladies are very embarrassing prisoners of war. But I will not have a British officer and a British scout and hostile Indians within my lines. See that the pickets are warned. I want that British officer, and I want that, what's his name, Hawkeye. If the ladies are taken too, we shall send them to their father, their earthly father. Montcalm has spoken.
Qui va là?
C'est moi.
Qui moi?
Un homme de la France.
Tu m'as plus l'air d'un ennemi de la France. Arrête! Pas Dieu, je te prie du diable. Le mot d'ordre. Feu, camarade, feu!
Let us return their fire. They may think it's a sortie and fall back.
Was the fort.
It's on the fort.
Okay. The fort is there.
Good lad.
No quarterly. There's a friendly party out there. Ready the sixes! Steady now! Hold fire! Wait till you see the enemy!
Father! 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 It is I! Alice and Cora!